Hello, today is Monday, the 5th day of November 2012, and this video will be a quick silver chart update as well as 4 different stock suggestions or gambles, bets, wagers, picks. Sort of like free NFL picks, but no free stock market picks. Okay, let's get started here. Yesterday, well, Friday, making new lows, breaking down below this significant 31.5 level. I was asked before why the second time it's less of a shot. It's the best way of answering it is just by literally watching it happen over and over again. That's why when you get to an area that should be support resistance, I like playing it on really the first time and first time only as far as the risk reward is concerned. Now we have a situation like this. 2 key support levels roughly in this band and here around 30, as well as this line here. Therefore, if we touch this bottom band first, I think that's a good likely area for support. It's just I don't know which one I would take between 30 and that of 29 1/3. However, any moves up to this line, which is, of course, the 31.5 level, that was a level that was once support. Now the likelihood for this is to be resistance. Because a lot of the times when I look at stuff like this, okay, you wait for this to move up here, place a stop above this line, and sell down here. Of course, again, if there wasn't 2 significant Fibonacci levels here from the same lows of 26.12, but these highs are from the 35.40 highs that place these levels, but the highs of 37.5 earlier this year state the Fib lines to be at 30 and around 32 2/3. So those would be the significant levels. I don't know which area would be support, but I would guess more towards the 30 level. Now, if you're playing the physical bullion game, you can look at these charts and say, this is a bunch of hogwash. These things are only for paper traders, and to me, I'd have to disagree with it. You can use these charts for playing the physical bullion game. It's just, why would you use a daily chart other than if there are situations that seem I want to sell or buy very soon, then you might want to shorten the time frames out. But other than that, it's all a bunch of useless stuff anyway. However, if, of course, you are, again, playing that physical bullion game, then this is the type of chart you'd want to use, which would be something like the yearly chart, which has these lows of 25 cents from 1933 or 32, and then the highs of $50 and change from 1980. Large pullback, and it's built this nice little cup formation. We've already had a little bit of retracement from this 50 high in 2011. That's why when this thing gets going back up to the 50, everyone's going to be talking about, oh, it's time to short, it's time to short, it's time to sell. And just maybe it does something like pull back down to 32, which I think would be ideal. But of course, it looks like it's going to really get going as it breaks through. So now as far as some stock ideas, the first one is AEP. I'm going to go over 4 and show you how I like the picks. I don't care what I do. I'm going to actually grade these, but if you win, you lose. I don't really care because it's a game. Therefore, the first one is AEP, where you would go long at 41.80. This level here is 41.98, so that's 18 cents below this Fibonacci support. You would be looking to put a stop at about 41.30 down below here. You would profit your first half on a move up to 43.15 and your second half up to 44. And of course, if it does get up to 43.15 after you get in, then the final half stop would be moved up to 42.05. The next one is EMN on the 20-minute time frame. The play on this is to go long at 58.06. Earlier today, it went down to 58.60, I think, 58.80. So say, for example, this goes down to, say, 58.15, 58.12, and then it goes back up. That, to me, voids the play right then and there. So if things like that occur, it's voided. Stop, of course, at 57.40, and your profit would be 61.48 back to the previous high. Number 3 is GT. This is the 5-week chart. Looking at this, what I'm looking to do, and I'm not going to be playing these. This is just for seeing how well they do. I'll look back at these in the next few weeks, see how well they play out. But short at 14.50 up towards this line with the stop at 16.15. Looking to sell half here at 11 and half at 925. And of course, if you end up getting the first 11 execution, then the next half would be stopped out at a small gain of, or a small loss, excuse me, of 1475. Finally, double RC on the 1 1/4 day chart. What we're looking for here is a move down to 60 with a stop at 58 and a play up to 65. So that'll be it for today. Again, I'll grade these later on to see if they were winners, losers, or they never got played. Again, if this goes down to, say, 60-50, and then rallies up, the play is over. Because if it's close enough and it comes back that I don't care anymore, and if this thing, say, even gets up to 68 or 67.5, then again, the play would be over again. If it goes up to 67.5 and breaks through it, then, well, not really, but obviously if it keeps going higher, then it never went down to 60. There was no play. It was just an idea, and that's all it was. In fact, the entire idea of such that I've been given on these charts is nothing more than ideas, and make your ideas your own and do what you got to do. Thank you for tuning in.